Hello and welcome to the next tutorial for website development using Visual Studio Code. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you 3 different ways of creating lists for your site. We're going to have a look at ordered lists, unordered lists, and undefined. So I'm just using a new document just for this one, just to make it tidy, and I've just put the basic code in there. So I've got my HTML, got my head open and close and body open and close as well. So everything I do today is going to be within these body tags. So first of all, what you want to do is type in OL. And what that is doing is creating an unordered list element. So what this is doing is creating an ordered list element. So your list for the ordered element is just going to go in here. And just to remind you, I'm just going to add in some comments. You could do this yourself as well, just to help remind you. But these comments won't get seen in your final website. So it's important that you do add comments to help guide you as you start working through HTML. Okay, so these ordered lists, these are for any time that you might want to have something in numerical order within your site. So you need to start with the ordered list element here, and then we're going to click tab, so we indent a little bit, and then go LI. Now this makes this item a listed item. Okay, so we need to have this in there so that it knows how to list it basically. So what we're going to do is how to make a sandwich. We'll do something very, very basic. Okay, so you might want to start with you might want to open up a bread packet. You then might want to butter the bread. Excuse my lack of capital letters here, I should correct that. Okay, so very, very basic indeed, and I'm sure you can come up with much more exciting ones, but this should show you what that will look like. So now I'm going to do Control, Shift and Z. Now I'm going to do Control, Alt and Z. So now to preview this, what I'm going to do is go Control, Shift and V. And that is what my list looks like at the moment. Okay, so as you can see, it's very basic, very quick and easy, but it can make a difference when you're trying to add items into a list within your site. Okay, so that was our ordered list, and you can see that I've had to add these tags here for every single line that I want to be inside of this list. That's really important that you do that. Okay, let me just show you what happens if that is not in there. Okay, so you can see it still puts it into a separate line, but it just won't include the number there. So it's really important that you put that LI for every single one of these. So the next one that we're going to have a look at is an unordered list. So this, in plain English, is just a bunch of bullet points, but it's very useful and can be quite handy for when you're coding your site. So again, we're just going to create another element for our unordered list, which is UL. And just to remind you, you don't have to write these comments in, but it might be quite helpful to do that as you're starting out. So, just as we did before, we just want to create list items to go inside of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in some possible fillings that you could put into a sandwich. So let's put And there we go. I'm not saying that these would all go nice together, but they're just some different examples of fillings that I just want to be displayed as a bullet point. So now if you click Control, Shift and V if you've closed your preview, if not you could just click it at the top, and you can see here it's put all of the filling possibilities all in these bullet points like so. Okay, so the last list that we're going to have a look at is called a definition list. Now this list is slightly different. It doesn't use numbers or bullet points. It uses keywords that you might put as subheaders with kind of like lists going beneath those without any of the numbers or the bullet points. So let's have a go and see how it works out. So just like the others, this one is called DL, okay? So I'm just going to add a comment. And again, I'm going to tab in, but this time, instead of LI, what I'm going to do is write DT. And then close it, and I'm going to call this one sides. Probably shouldn't be hungry as I'm writing this. Okay, so again, we want something different, but we want a tab first of all, just to help us keep our code quite tidy. And instead of DT, it's important that we write this new one called a DD. Okay, so here is when you can start adding the things that you want in your list. So I'm going to put in there chips. Let's put in there onion rings. Let's make this a bit healthier. Let's put in there salad. So these are all potential sides that could go with our sandwich above. Okay, so now once you've finished adding your different lists, what we can do is go Control, Shift and V, or again go to Preview Lists at the top. And there you can see, so this is our newest one. This is our definition list. So we've got sides as the subheader, and then all the other bits alongside as a kind of like indent in. And that's not because of how we did our code. So I could go back a tab. It's got nothing to do with that. So if I go back to this, you'll see that it's still indented. Because it's just nice sometimes to keep your code tidy. So if you need to make any corrections, it can just do that in there for you. Okay, so that's a brief look at creating different lists. Now it's up to you to have a go and think about what kind of lists you would like to create. Thank you for watching. Bye.